Hey, can you hear me? Look, check it out. Ignite Her has launched. It is 2025. I'm just picking up clothes from one of my friends who had some extra clothes to help out the Ignite Her program. If you have any gently worn business attire, clothes for women who are out here doing the work but maybe do not have the clothing that they need to get the job done, we need your old clothes. Hit me up in my inbox or through House of Peach. The program is called Ignite Her, where we provide clothing to women who may be transitioning from one job to the next and maybe don't have the means to buy clothes. It could be going from working at McDonald's to now working in an office. So we're looking for gently worn business clothes. Make sure y'all hit us up, all right? Please hit us up. We need those clothes. And check right below there. If you're not in the state of Delaware, you can mail them to us. Or if you're in Delaware, we'll pick them up. Y'all have a great evening.
Hey, everybody. Oh my goodness. Did y'all miss us? We've been gone for several months, taking a little break, just getting some things in order. And look, we are back. The House of Peach presents the Boss Ladies Lounge. Now, I'm waiting on my co-host, Morgan, to get in, but until she gets in, it's me. You got me. So listen, we are 100% excited about what's going to take place this season in the Boss Ladies Lounge. It was so good. We had to give it a new name because we are live. We are doing great things and we are promoting women. We're promoting life situations. We're promoting all of that. So Morgan and I today are going to have a conversation. We're going to let you know what's been going on while we've been gone these past few months. I think it's been since September. I think our last show was in September, August, September. So now we're back. We had a chance to get a break, a much needed break. Y'all, we were going so much that our producer said, y'all gonna take a break or y'all gonna keep going? We were like, oh, we can take a break. So we decided to take a break. And it was a well-needed break. We had meetings, we revamped some things. Oh my, I hope y'all are ready. I hope you are ready. So once Morgan gets in here, we're going to have the conversation. So share this out. Share this with people because I know for me, a lot of people have been asking me, oh my God, when are y'all coming back? When are you coming back? And they've been asking Morgan the same thing. When are y'all coming back? When are you coming back? Well, we are back. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on House of Peach page on Facebook. You can watch us on my page, April Green Anderson on Facebook. And you can watch on Morgan's page, Morgan B. Harvey on Facebook. You have multiple places to watch us, to share from, to bring people in. Hey, come on. We want things to be even greater this season than it was the last season. Hey, Morgan, can you hear me? You can't hear me? Oh,
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So I'm trying to figure that out.
yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. She's trying to get her mic together. But in the meantime, if you are watching now, because we have gone live on my Facebook page, we went live on Instagram on Morgan's page. We have been posting things to let you know that we were coming back on. So if you are here in the comment section, we want you to put something either on YouTube or on Facebook to let us know that you're here. We would love to greet you and say, welcome back. We missed you guys. We are grateful to have the opportunity to come and just talk about some real stuff, some real issues. Like, we're not going to leave any stone unturned. There's nothing that's off the table. If you remember some of the guests that we had the last time, we talked about a whole lot of stuff, and there's a couple of guests that we want back. Can you hear me, Morgan?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes. All right. So this is what I need you to do, because I don't want you chopped off from here. I need you to move it up so I can see
Could you?
all that
What?
beautiful head, all of your beautiful head. All
Oh,
right,
that's
that's
better.
better.
Okay.
That's much better. Yes. So welcome back, Mo. We are back. We are back with a new name, the Boss Ladies Lounge.
Yes.
Boss Ladies, that's who we
Yes.
are. We are bosses. And we have bosses coming in and we discuss real issues and we're taking life by storm. Yo, happy new year, everybody. I know it's the end of January, but we haven't been on and we haven't seen all of you. So happy new year. I hope you guys are ready for an amazing year in your lives, because I know I'm in high expectation for my own personal life. My pastor says the theme for this year is bold 2025. B stands for believing in yourself. O is for opportunities. L is for, oh Lord, I forgot. I forgot what L. I know D is for delivering results. I'm gonna remember that. I have to remember. Don't get me, Pastor Rollout. Don't get me for that. But we have a bold 2025 that we are looking forward to. Many things have taken place. So Morgan, come on, let's talk to the people. How have you been since, what was our last show, in September or August? Was that September?
Girl, I feel like it's all been it's all been a blur.
It's already together.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember earlier today. So how can I remember
That
back that far?
part.
So I think it was August, September-ish that we ended our last. So what's been going on with you? I'm gonna let you go first.
Mhm.
What's been going on with you since we went this ended the season and we waited and worked?
Um, what has happened? Let's see. My homeschool co-op group has grown
Mm.
exponentially from, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 3, 4 families to 19. Yeah.
Whoa, that's some
Yes,
growth.
definitely. And so we span, it used to be just like this small core group that was typically in the Middletown, Delaware area, and now we are
Uh-huh.
as north as Bear and as far as like Magnolia and Felton, which is almost at the beach, so pretty much the entire state. um and
Oh
so we
wow.
sister with another homeschool group, which is good because we have a lot of the younger kids, they have a lot of the older kids, so we kind of mix the two so that we can have a really nice combination. So that's been
Right.
interesting, trying to now make sure that a lot of different um I guess families are getting what it is that they need and what they're looking for, because homeschooling isn't cookie cutter like your traditional school, so trying to figure out where each child is, and then like I said, begin the needs. So I was doing Zooms, doing phonics. I loved it. I was like, we started in like September. By like the beginning of October, we already had readers. So like they were picking up. Yeah,
Oh
I was like they were
nice.
picking up super, super quickly. We did add in a phenomenal teacher. Who decided to step down from her role at a local elementary school. And so now she's coming in full time. So I definitely want to, shout her out. She's doing some amazing things. So if you guys are looking for resources, you're looking for help, you're looking for, a teacher, whether it be phonics or even art, because she is art therapy and into art, and she brings that into
Mhm.
this space. She's definitely someone to contact. So that's the homeschool realm. The doula realm has been interesting. I am officially a Medicaid provider. with the state of Delaware. Yes.
Awesome.
So I am a participant at least with two of the MCOs right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all three. But I'm in the process of finishing up things with Highmark, and I also take Delaware First Health. So that's nice
Mhm.
to be able to I guess serve the community a little bit more
Right.
than I was able to. Because self-paying clients, it's a lot. Babies cost a lot. Going to either the birth center or the hospital costs a lot. All of these kind of things, and it's unfortunate that right now, midwifery, doula services, these kind of things, are still having to come out of pocket and aren't taken care of just by insurance, or are just
Mm.
honestly a right that every birthing person, should be able to have access to without worrying about budget or what's in their pocket kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's been growing. Catering wise, I've taken a little bit of a step back, and that's because we are going a little bit bigger. So this year I'll be trying to go for some of those federal contracts, those government contracts, versus
Mm.
doing smaller private caterings. So making sure all of my paperwork and stuff is in order. So it's been a lot. The kids are growing and getting older. So it's been a lot navigating, them growing up, and as well as homeschool, and then doing everything from home. It's been a lot, but I'm here.
Hence the name, the Boss Ladies Lounge. Okay. Hey, Raphael. Hello, hello, hello. So happy you're on here. We missed you. We missed you. So we have named this the Boss Ladies Lounge, and rightly so, because just with Morgan herself, you see every single thing that she has going on. So we are like juggling so much, from entrepreneurship to motherhood to being sister, friend, all of that stuff. You being wife, I'm not that yet. I'm still
That's
waiting,
okay. Yeah,
but
still
it's
wait. I
all
was
right. It's
listen.
going.
Even
It's
that,
coming.
even that is changing. That's something that also personally has been something interesting that I'm having to navigate as well. But I'm sure that will be
Yeah,
that'll be
that'll be
its
a
own
topic, a
episode.
serious topic. But let's see. What have I
Yeah,
been
girl.
doing? Oh
Look,
my
besides us
goodness.
meeting, because look, we didn't tell everybody. Like
Oh
we done
yes,
went
we
live,
did
but
not.
yeah, we done actually met each other now,
Yes.
y'all.
Finally, after a year of doing this podcast together and never meeting each other in person, in April of last year, we got an opportunity. I had to go to New Jersey for a workshop, and Morgan picked me up from the airport. And it was, oh my goodness, I could not get to her fast enough to hug on her. Like, oh my
That's
God, oh
exactly
my
what we were
God.
doing.
So that was a big
we
thing. We had a good time. We had a really good
yes.
time together. It was great. And so now I won't be coming back to New Jersey like that, because the position that I had with that to come twice a year, I let
Right.
that go. I can't, one of the things that we need to discuss is how to let things go that no longer serve you, that it causes more strife than it does, praise or growth or advancement. And so although I love what I do, like I love being in leadership, I love that, because I love to see people, things come to fruition. I love to see people grow. I love to help them get to the next level, which is why I love ministry as much as I do, because when I see people develop a relationship with God and they change their mindset and all of that, it gets me excited. However, I was dragging
Mhm.
something on that needed to let go, that I needed to sever, and I didn't want to. I was trying to hold out because my tenure for that was up in September, and I'm like, if I could just hold out till September. But it was just one thing after another, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Hey, Dr. Betts. Hey, Whitfield,
I
I
was gonna say,
see
isn't
you.
that
So
something like just in general, like to know that there's a time limit, like everything has a time limit. And
yes,
to
it
know
does.
that something is coming to an end being like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, if I could just, you want to get the most out of everything. Or if it's like, I know that this next
Mhm.
thing is coming. So if I can just, like you said, hold on until, this,
Right.
then this can be able to turn in. But sometimes there is a blessing in that let go. There is a blessing in that
Yes.
space between what you let go
Right.
and what is coming. And to be 100%,
Right.
I'm starting to learn that let go, the faster you do it, the faster you can get to the other end of things. Like, you be the one that's actually holding it up.
Right. That part. And I have been guilty. So I let's say the last 3 years, before 3 years ago, through past that, I would want to stay connected to stuff and to people forever. So I think that if I make a connection, whether it's with employment or whether it's with a person or a group of people, that that's supposed to last forever. And then there's struggle and strife. And one thing is that the nest will be stirred up, so you are uncomfortable like the mother bird does. Like, oh no, you're not gonna stay posted up in here all nice and cushiony. Let me remove some stuff and make it a little uncomfortable. And so with that position, it became uncomfortable for me. So I let that go. The minute I let that go, it was like something just lifted. I was like, what is this? So, but that being said, I've been traveling. Let's see, I was in Colorado. I've been to, I went to Atlanta a couple times. I actually got a chance to preach at a conference in November, which was called the Repentance Conference. It was an amazing time. Looking forward to that. Launched my Bible study that I do twice a month on Thursdays on Zoom. So if any of y'all interested in coming to Bible study, I guarantee you will not be disappointed, because when I say, and this is funny because the messages that I get are for me first. And so I just remember on one of the Bible studies, I had to stop. I'm like, God, I feel targeted. I said it in front of everybody. I said, I feel like they've been targeted. Like, it's look, but it was, I have to be the first person to take that. And so I've been doing that, and just wow, just looking forward to what this year has to offer. And I could not wait. So I did something. I did something that I haven't
What'd
done
you
in
do?
years, which usually for what we call watch
Hmm.
night service, I go to church on December 31st and we stay in church until January 1st. I didn't do that
Right.
this year. I went out. And I know the
Like,
church folks gonna
on
be
the
clutching
town
their
out.
pearls. Clutch them. I went out. I did. And I have been out like that in a minute. But it did not, I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel convicted. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm going in. I didn't feel any of that. It was, and I just sat, I people watched.
Mhm.
Like
That's one of my favorite
I
things too.
people watched. I had a good time. I talked to some folks and stuff, but I enjoyed myself. And so when I came home, I didn't feel no kind of way because it had nothing to do with anything else. It was just something for me. And breaking, this is another thing, breaking out of tradition. Y'all, breaking out of tradition, oh, how necessary is it? Because what I found is what I have been taught growing up, some of that stuff wasn't true. Some of that stuff wasn't right. And so I have to find my own path. And if it does not convict me to make me think, ooh, you shouldn't be doing that, what I'm doing. I'm not out here like wilding out. I'm not doing that, because I do have my limit and my level that I'm going to stay on. But tradition will keep you stagnant. And one thing I'm not going to do is be stagnant. I'm going to experience life in its fullness, which is why for 2025, I have a no tolerance rule. No tolerance for no foolishness. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So 2 Sundays ago, I celebrated my
Yeah.
birthday.
Say happy
I am a
birthday to
beautiful,
you.
I'm I am a beautiful, vibrant, young 49-year-old, and I am not ashamed to say it because I don't look a day over 32. That's what I've been
Yes.
told. I actually had somebody when I went out, he said, the guy said, "You beautiful. Can you be my friend?" I was like, "It's possible," but I'm looking at him like, "Kid, you probably could be my son." What? Baby, There is
Cougar
nothing that
April
I
coming
can
out
do with
this
you, okay?
woodwork. Okay. Pulling all the
No,
ages.
no.
Yes.
You know what? So, being even more confident. So, for those that are watching, being even more, let this year be a year of greater confidence in yourself. Do not have those limiting thoughts and beliefs that you can't do. Just because you didn't do it in 2024 means nothing about 2025. It's about your mindset. So if we start changing our mindset on what we have to do and what we want to do, then we will do it. It's just nothing but to do it. And don't listen to those people that have negative things to say. Like, I am so grateful that I have eliminated negative talking, negative thinking people. If you start talking and it's going off in left field, all right, I got to go. I'm gonna leave your house. I'm getting off the phone. I'm disconnected because I'm not gonna let that get me into 2025. You know what? I'm not doing that. So as difficult, and I've had to do that to family members that I love dearly. But if you always got something negative to say, you never can see the glass half full. It's always half empty, and oh, woe is me. Like, come on, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? So life is going to life. It's going to be life in. But what are you going to do with
Yeah.
that? And so what you and I have done, and I'm leading into this, ooh, this is good. Like, this is blessing me already. Hey there, Kimberly. So what we have done, because you and I both have been through some things in the months that we've been gone. We've been through some things. We've experienced some things. I've been a part of some things. My friend, my sister Kimberly has gone through something traumatic, and I'm grateful that I was there to be with her through it, but it was like it happened to me. But all of these things lead up to where we are going, and we didn't crumble and fall with the stuff that you've been through, that you and I have talked about, with the stuff that I've been through that we've talked about. We didn't crumble, we didn't fall, we didn't just give up and give in. We didn't do any of that. We stood strong, and we say, you know what, I'm gonna stand flat-footed and I'm gonna make it happen. So one of the things that I'm doing this year is, for those of you that don't know, I have a couple of businesses. One of them is a consulting business. And I took my website down to revamp it, and I want to make it better. So I'm going harder and stronger for this consulting business. I'm doing that. The other one is health and wellness. And you know what? I'm at the end. I'll do my little plug about that. But I want y'all to know that what I have available, and we've been hearing this, that entrepreneurship is the way to go. Entrepreneurship is the way to go. But guess what? A lot of people haven't taken that. And you know why? You know why I found out that people are not taking that leap into entrepreneurship? Fear.
Yeah.
They're scared.
Absolutely. And the fear of it also pushes you to have to do, and we were saying this for the last year and a half, when you get into the entrepreneur, when you put your entrepreneur hat on, you also got to be ready to work on yourself.
Ooh, because it's gonna bring it
It
out.
brings
It's
it
gonna bring
out.
it out.
It brings all of the
Yes.
things that you don't do. It brings out your lack of consistency. It brings out your follow through that sucks. It brings out all of the
Yeah.
things that you don't know that you thought you wanted to know. It brings out whether or not you are willing to go get the information or even to be able to ask for help when you need it. You know what I mean? All of those kind of things.
Yeah.
It forces you to network, to have to talk to people that you probably wouldn't ordinarily talk to and have to ask questions that's going
Or
straight
afraid
to,
to talk
yeah,
to.
all of that stuff. When I tell you,
Yeah.
like, it puts you in a completely different space. But I honestly,
Hmm.
as hard as this has been over the last 6.5 years for me, there's no amount of money. And trust me, I got bills I need to pay, a whole lot of, like, a homie could use some money, but there's no money you could
Yep.
pay me to make me go work a 9 to 5 again, a traditional job.
Oh my
You could
goodness.
not.
No, no,
And
no.
for me, it's
Yes.
like it's just my mentality and the mindset. You know what I mean? Even just in how like recently I've had to look at my finances a little bit differently because of some things. And so it's
Mhm.
like, okay, what exactly does this mean in order for me to keep this? Because I'm like, God, you would not have given me this this doula like what I've been saying I wanted to be a doula for so long, like 6 7 years, and now all of a sudden, like, boom, you done laid something in my lap that I didn't even actually initially have to pay for, and then opened up doors
Wow.
to the point where, like, I don't have a client acquisition problem. I don't. I have
Mhm.
my previous clients keep me busy, whether it's because they're returning again because they
Mhm.
having another one, or they done sent me somebody else that's different. Like, I am preparing to go to Texas in like a week. What is it? Dang, it's next week. The time is flying. I'll be going to Texas
Oh my
next
God.
week off of a birth that I
Yeah.
had in June. And that came from my client's sister, which I happen to work with in a completely different realm. Like, I was working for a very reputable Asian restaurant at the time, and she happened to have a booth that was right across from where I was working. So we developed a friendship, and then it was like, oh, my sister's pregnant. Here, my sister may need a doula. The two of us formed an amazing friendship, and then her best friend calls her like, hey, my wife and I are pregnant. Did you like your doula? Yeah, give me her information. We do a FaceTime, and then they call her back like, boom, we love her, we're good. People are asking like, why would you fly out a doula? Like, do you know how many doulas there are in Texas? Nah, but I know what she does. She comes highly
Yeah.
recommended, and who she
Absolutely.
is who I want to show up for me. Like,
And it's there. It the when God lays something in your lap, you have no choice. You
yeah,
have a
you can
choice
run
not to
from it,
take
but
it,
it's not like it
but
ain't gonna
your
chase you
choice.
either. Like,
You're right, it's not, and your opportunity will be missed. So for those of you that want to start businesses, those of you that want to um those of you that want to get into entrepreneurship, there are ways to do it. Okay. There are ways to do it, and don't delay. Let this year be the year. So, one of the things that I did that I talk about is I was teaching online for two colleges, one in Arizona and one in New York. And, I'm doing pretty good. Well, I had to let one of them go. And it just so happened the one that I let go was my bread and butter. And I was like, I had to, it took me a long time to press that button to send that resignation letter because I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But even in that, being obedient, after I sent the resignation letter, I got the confirmation that that was the thing to do. So here I am in this space of time, like, okay, things are still going good. What is it? There is something that I'm missing, and I'm going to be transparent and honest because I can only do it with me. There's something that I'm supposed to be doing at this point that's going to increase my revenue, and it has to do with my two businesses.
yeah,
That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And like you said, it will bring out all of the things that you are lacking. My inconsistency with contacting and doing the work, like, gut punch me to, I'm thinking I'm doing good. I got you're not being consistent. Like, here's something very simple. I got me this. We all about the
yes,
calendars. I got me this 2025 calendar, and I'm supposed to every week put in there what I'm supposed to do for the week, hour by hour, whether it's taking Ariel to the bus stop, working out, my prayer time, all of this stuff. And here we are at the end of January, and I have a whole week that's empty that I didn't do anything. The lack of consistency. So now I have to have a come to Jesus meeting with April. Like, girl, if you don't get yourself together because you don't want June to roll around and you have not advanced where you're supposed to advance, all because of you. So for those of y'all that are listening, don't come in June, but I'll give you till June 30th. Don't let June 30th hit and you have not accomplished great things. That's 6 months, well, 5.5
Yeah.
now, of work that you can do consistently. One thing that I had started saying some years ago, um, repetition becomes a permanent practice. If you do it over and over again consistently, it becomes a part of you and a part of your day. And then there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Like, no, I'm not going to say I want, my consulting business by June 30th will be boom. So there was a school in Houston. They had a job posting. They needed somebody to do curriculum for a surgical technology program. I was like, bet, that's what my company does. It's one of the things that we do. Let me go on and apply. I applied the end of last year. Week later, I called them. Oh, the education director will call you. All right, cool. Gave them my information again. Applied again in December. Okay, the education director's going to call you. Then I got a text message that said, send your resume and cover letter to this email. Okay, I had it already done. I had already applied. So I just came here, changed the date on the cover letter, boom, sent, responded to the text. I don't know
Right.
who it was from, and
Done.
said, done. So then this education director sends me an email because they want 7 courses built from scratch. They have nothing. They don't even have a program. So they want the curriculum done. All right, I build curriculums. I'm good with that. All right, I can build a program. I'm good with that. So when I started doing all the calculations, I sent back to them what it was going to cost, and it was a nice
Right.
little sum, because they didn't give me a budget, but I told them what it was going to be, because you got my
Right.
time, you have my expertise, you have my energy, you have all of that stuff. So you're going to pay me for that, because that's not going to be
Right.
easy for
7
7
courses.
courses and you have
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no template, no nothing. And they wanted me to put everything in the learning management system. I'm talking about lectures, test banks, um, homework assignments. You want me to do all of that? Okay. So I sent the email with what it was going to cost. This man immediately, probably later on that afternoon, sends back and tells me, oh, that's more than what we can handle. Oh, I said, well, me being the businesswoman I am, I said, well, what is it? We can have a meeting and you can let me know your budget, which they should have
That
told me
part.
from the beginning. And I'm sure we can negotiate for something that's going to be good for you and
Right.
good for me. I didn't hear anything back. Okay, am I mad? You know why? Because that wasn't the one. Because that was going to be more trouble than good. So, God, I know if you gave me that opportunity, but it wasn't for me, then what you have next is going to be even greater. So, as we start this entrepreneurship, as you all start your entrepreneurship trek to get going, just know not everything is going to be for you, but don't let it take you down thinking that this isn't going to work. This isn't going
Right.
to work. My uncle told me a long time ago, he said, all money isn't
Yeah.
good money. So they may have paid me what I said, but I probably would have been
Yeah.
stressed out in the process. So then it would have made that money not
Yeah,
even worth it.
absolutely. But
So
then
we
here's
have
the
to,
thing too. Don't also let that discourage you just because they said no or that's not within the budget. Because I think sometimes that statement right there, we will find ourselves then cutting ourselves short because we so desperately still
yeah,
want to do this. We want the
right,
opportunity. And it's like, okay, fine. So then we find
right.
ourselves cutting ourselves down. No, that's not how we do things. So
Yeah.
we gotta find out other
How,
ways of
how we,
saying like you said.
yeah, how we handle things is so
Hmm.
important. How we deal with stuff, how we look at it. Like, I could have let that get me upset and think, oh, well, this isn't going to happen. What am I going to do? I was like, y'all missing out. You're missing out on the best person in the United States. And I am not ashamed to say it, the best person in the United States to build this for you. I did that for a college in New Jersey, built their program from the ground up, even met with the architects to tell them how the labs needed to be constructed. Now, I surprised myself on that one. That was divine wisdom right there.
Yeah.
Like, they sent me the drawings, and I was like, yeah, no, you have to move this here, and this needs to be larger. And where is that? What is this? That needs to be eliminated. So all of this stuff, all of this, I know what I am capable of. That's right, Whitfield. Whitfield says that was practice for your greater.
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
And when the greater comes, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready for it.
Okay.
So y'all entrepreneurs, stop being
Yes.
scary. You have been given a dream, you've been given a vision, you have a desire for something. Where do you think that came from? It just popped out of the sky? No, it was given to you for a reason. So now you need to ask for the strategy to now fulfill what you're supposed to do. And just know, like, it's not going to take off from it could. Now, I'm not going to say it won't. It could take off from day one, but sometimes we got to toil the ground and we got to knead it a little bit to make it work. You
Yeah.
know, when you started out being a doula, you didn't start off like day one having 10 clients. You don't have that. You have to build
Yeah.
to that. But now the ball is rolling. It's like a helicopter. I tell people use a train or a helicopter. But the helicopter, those propellers, they start off really slow, but they pick up speed with time. Time is the key. But what are we doing in the midst of that time of those propellers
Mhm.
going? What is it that
Yeah.
you're doing? Or are you just sitting around just waiting for stuff to fall in your lap? Or what are you doing? Are you doing something? Are you doing professional development, which I need to be doing more of for my business? Are you doing that? You gaining more leadership skills? Are you learning about the accounting part of it? Are you seeking out resources from those that have done it and have
Yeah.
surpassed you so you can say, okay, what did you do? Mentorship, like that's so
And even if
big.
you
I love
don't
that.
like what it is that you have to do as a business owner, you have to do everything at least once. Because you can
At
most
least once.
definitely pay somebody to do your payroll. You can pay someone to do your
Yeah,
admin. You can pay somebody to do all those
right.
other kind of things. But if you haven't done it yourself first, then you don't even know what to ask somebody and how for them to show up in your business too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from the ground
Yep.
up, be willing to take those risks. Like you said, ask, questions, talk to different people, especially those who have done it. Like that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting myself in the I actually just put in an application with a program here in Delaware called Launch Your Community. They have helped hundreds of businesses get off the ground, get grants, you know what I mean, get themselves in spaces where they can honestly be able
Mhm.
to thrive. And again, I don't slight anything that I've learned in my 6 years of trying to figure some stuff out. Because trust me, I come to the table with a lot of knowledge, but there's a ton I
Mhm.
know I don't know. And where I'm trying to go, trust me, I don't know squat. So for me, I'm like, please
Mhm.
put me in a room with these people. I like actually being
Yeah,
someone who doesn't know anything because then that allows me
right.
to have literally the world is my oyster with that information because for me I
Mhm.
also internalize it a little bit differently. People can give me
Mhm.
one bit of information and then from that one bit of information has turned into like 15 different ideas in my head. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So don't
Yeah.
slight yourself for getting that information due to mainly because of ego. Sometimes it ain't even fear, it's ego. Sometimes it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
know that already, or I don't need to do that, or I'm good. I've been doing this way, and this is working for me. Like, is it really though?
And that's the downfall.
Is it really
That
though?
is the
And how
downfall.
long do you think you can do that?
Mentorship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So financial freedom and is important, and also mentorship. So it doesn't matter what business you're going into, what business you're starting, always get to those people who have achieved where you're going, what you want to achieve and hire. Those are the ones that you need to allow to mentor you. If you want millionaire status, then you need to be arms linked up with a millionaire.
Yeah.
If that's what you need to do, what is it? Where can I tweak my life? I want my business to excel, not just thrive. I want it to excel because there's a goal that you have. So you need to link up with those people. And what you said about not wanting to ask the questions, fear will keep you stagnant. Fear will keep you because it takes, I heard Joel Osteen one time, he said, all it takes is one person, one. You get one connection or one person to speak into your life or to put you in the right room or lead you in the right path. And boom, that can change the whole trajectory of your life forever. That one person. But we don't connect to those people because, like you said, we think we got it. I know I don't have it. I don't. So I look to those who do have it, those that have made it. So you can tell me how to do it. So y'all, I'm in the I'm in the look for a mentor, and y'all got to have some stuff now. You got to have achieved a lot to mentor me because I do the same thing for people who are coming up.
Yes.
Okay, so now I do the mentoring to help people get to their level, and then I still need mentoring. Every mentor needs a
Yes.
mentor. So now I need a mentor to get me to a different level so I can better help the next group of people who I have to
Yes.
mentor.
I love
I've
that.
had a couple of people reach out. Yeah, like I need you to mentor me. Like for real?
Yeah.
Okay, well here, let's get this
Well,
set
that
up.
is one thing that I
Yeah.
actually didn't share because I want to say so it definitely was the end of the summer because I had not started or I was just starting my position as a program manager with Black Mothers in Power here.
Mhm.
So that is an organization that is just support of BIPOC birthing people in general here, and just trying to give as much information, doula services, classes, diaper banks, even down to like yoga classes and wellness. So mindfulness and wellness, specifically to our community. And so then I got into the role of program manager for doula training. And so I
Mhm.
now have supported, I'm in with the third cohort right now, with some awesome doulas. And I had no idea that this was actually like mentorship is my jam. Like I love
Mhm.
pouring in, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I feel like this is also kind of what we do here in a bit, but really empowering people specifically to do what it is that, you know, their purpose and their passion is. And each one of them is different. So for me to watch each one of these doulas build their business from the ground up and help them put the pieces together and it'd be like, listen, I don't know what I want to do, but I like this, and this is who I am, and this is what I'm coming
Mhm.
to the table with. And I'm like, okay, so the work doesn't change, but you, for instance, you are what's unique in this, so let's put the you in the business that is going to make people then want to specifically come to you. And when I tell you the light bulb goes off, when these ladies get
Mhm.
super excited about what they're doing, they're texting like, hey, I got my first client. Hey, I got my first baby. And they send them pictures in the whole 9 yards. I'm super excited. And they feel like they are in a space where they can really grow and thrive. But it was for me just
Mhm.
recently, I reached out to um a young lady that I had the pleasure of getting some services done, and I was just like, "Hey, when I tell you like life is beating me up right now, and I got a therapist, so that
Mhm.
ain't the question, but I need a mentor." And for me, how you show up, I feel like there's something that I need to get from you. And this, when I tell you this woman is such a safe place where like I mean I can talk and I can share, but I don't always share everything. But when I feel comfortable with literally just being fully transparent, so vulnerable and just naked, in the sense of you're not judging anything, but here's how
Mhm.
I'm coming and I
Yeah.
just need help. And she's like, you know, she's like, I can't believe you think of me. No, you never, you'd be surprised how many people are watching you. You'd
Yeah.
be surprised when you are your most authentic self and when you are
Mhm.
walking in who you are meant to be and doing what you're supposed to do, the people that are drawn to you. That's why I say sometimes, like, I don't have a client acquisition problem. I mean, because it's me finding my space to be me
Mhm.
and me choosing to say, okay, you know what? These last 40, because I'm about to be 40 in a couple months, like less than 90 days. For me, this next 40 is about to, oh my gosh, be the
Hmm.
best life ever. Like
Yeah.
40 years, that's a lifetime worth of stuff. But
Hmm.
I got a whole nother lifetime. And I'd be daggone, I'm definitely not doing this next 40 the way that I did the first 40. It's
We know it's a learning experience.
like
Experience,
the
like I know.
longest learning experience of my whole little life. Okay.
Right,
So now
right.
it's like I'm getting excited about what's about to be next. I'm getting excited about learning how
Hmm.
to show up differently. I'm getting excited about still, again, there are things where, I don't necessarily always show up as my best self. I'm sure
Yeah,
there are times where it's really like, really, Mo? Like,
yeah.
really, Mo?
I
Yeah,
do the same
really. I'm a human, dag nabbit. Like,
thing.
this is who I am, and you either
Right.
like it or lump it. Because I now have gotten to a place what to understand also what it means to give myself grace.
Ooh, it's that's so hard for me to do is to
It
give
is the
myself grace.
hardest thing. And
Oh my
I'm because
goodness.
I've always been my biggest critic. And I will sit
Yeah.
here on a time where, and my biggest thing is not knowing how to let go. And that's my attachment style, me dealing still again with
Hmm.
abandonment issues, me valuing, what's the word? Valuing connection,
Hmm.
sometimes even over myself. And what
Mm.
exactly does that look like? And I will beat myself up like, I know this isn't serving me anymore, but why am I still here? I know
Yeah.
this ain't working for me, but why am I still doing this? And I'm
Yeah.
over here getting aggravated on my own nerves. Like, I don't even care if I get on somebody else's nerves. If I'm on my own nerves, you don't even
That's
matter. Okay? Because I
that's
got
an
to figure
even
this
bigger
out for me.
problem.
Like, it ain't even about you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, so at this
That's
point in time, I'm like, I'm really having to do some hard work. And again, I know that this work that I'm doing now is going to bring me into this next level. And so, no, this is dark, like
yeah.
super dark.
Yeah.
But I know that the dark is because I've been like planted super, super deep. And I know
Mm.
that these roots are deep. So
Yeah.
that when I do come above the soil and the fruit that is going to be like, that I'm going to be
Mm.
bearing,
Yeah.
so sweet and
Yeah. And
everything that I
plenteous.
know it can be. Listen,
Yes. Yeah.
so
Those
I'm gonna
fruit.
take the pruning, I'm gonna take the darkness, I'm gonna take these things because I know at the end of the day, like this is going to serve so many more people than just me. And we used to say all the time, I used to say our obedience is tied to other people's blessings. So
Yeah, it is.
again, Morgan, hello.
Right. Don't you
Get
block
out.
my blessings, girl, because of your disobedience. Because we gonna have
Exactly. Because look, now I'm sitting here like, you know what? Last time I feel like we were on, we were talking about getting this C-section class together. We ain't
yes.
done it yet. And I know that is a multi-million dollar business right there.
Hey,
Okay?
I can tell you all you need to know and how to prepare. I listen.
Okay, so we
I'm gonna
look,
need
we
you to
need
get
to put
together.
on the calendar. You let me know when I come back from Texas, we need about
Yes,
a
ma'am.
5 hour session where
All
that
right.
allows us to be able to, like you said, get some stuff together, troubleshoot, because then this
Right.
is going to be about a 90-minute video that we can be able to share with folk. You can share on your end, I can
Yeah.
share on my end. And then these are people that I don't even necessarily have to doula. But we putting it out there because guess what? People have
They need to
C-sections
know.
all over the country.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And they
yeah,
need to
you
know.
want Mo and April to let you know what you about to get into. You need a
Yeah.
schedule C-section. They over here telling you that this is what it's gonna be. Okay. Well, now we're here to give you all the 411, the nitty
Yeah.
gritty. And for somebody who teaches it, what? Ain't
Yeah.
nobody doing that. Ain't nobody got listen.
Come on now. Tell the people who they have in front of them,
These
okay?
boss
The
ladies right here. You know
expertise.
what I'm saying?
Boss ladies, we doing that. Listen, I can give you all the ins and
Yes.
outs of C-sections, any surgery. This is what we do. This
Yeah.
is what happens. This is how we have to show up. This is what it means for the patient.
Yeah.
These are your rights.
Yeah,
These are your
this is
rights as
why
a
we're
patient.
considering these things and why we're
Yeah,
saying certain things. You know what I mean? And like you said, these are your rights. That is big because a
yeah,
lot of people, the moment they feel like, okay, someone is telling them surgery, now you're really like, you really don't have any choice. You are
Yeah.
just at the hand of whomever's in there. And being able to, like, for me, I know that there are a lot of clients who will say, you know, can I not have a student
Yeah.
to do my surgery?
Right.
You have the right to ask that. Can I
Yep.
not? Because there's a lot of these hospitals are teaching hospitals. Can I
Right.
not be somebody, be an observer? Like you have everybody observing me while I'm at
Yeah.
my most vulnerable time. Like you have the right to say those kind of things and
Hmm.
they have to comply.
They do. They
But
do have
sometimes you don't
to.
even know that that's something that you can ask. For some people,
Yeah.
it didn't even occur to them that that's a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, let's put this out here. Let's give you all the information so that you feel like you are 100% confident in what's going on. Like you said, what do we ask? What am I to expect? How
Right.
do I make my healing on the back end
Hmm.
the most that I potentially can as well?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to talk about, post-op. But
And
when we
that's
talk to
big.
C-section, like, yo, I saw a gastroenterologist actually, and it might have been I don't know what else he was, but I knew he was a gastroenterologist, and his wife ended up having to go in to have a scheduled C-section, and his number one thing
Hmm.
was chew some gum and right after surgery. And I was like, why would he tell that? Well, it wasn't until I started now going to different C-sections and now I hear them, with stethoscope. Like, I'm just trying to listen for bowel sounds. I'm just trying to listen for this.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, y'all done took all the organs out at this point in time and then had to repuzzle them all back in.
Because we
Like,
literally do
exactly.
that. It is how we do it. We just take the uterus and sit it out. And then we do what we need to do and then push it back in. For y'all weak stomach folks, y'all be like, what? Yeah, that's what we do. We
Yes.
literally do that.
But and I was like many times you don't get discharged unless you've at least had, you know what I mean? We know that all the parts and pieces are working again. Like what would be
Right.
the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at
Right.
this point it's like I these little tips and tricks that I feel like empowers people to feel more confident, which is really what doula services is about. It's about education first and then teaching self-advocacy. This way you can be able to have the most positive birthing experience, whatever it looks like in there. So high
Right.
five. We about to do this, April. Like
Oh
we're gonna
yeah,
get
we're
this
gonna do
done.
it.
This is gonna be done like within the next 60 days.
There we go. We put a time limit on. And that's another thing. And then after I finish saying this, we're going to have a QR code put on the screen for a live coach Zoom that's going to take place on February the 8th at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the title is Six Non-Negotiables of Self-Love. So we're going to have that put up. But what I'm going to say, you said something that has sparked my thinking, which is a time limit. Y'all, we have to put time limits on ourselves. We just can't say, oh, well, this year I want to open a bed and breakfast. Okay,
Yeah.
when this year? Do you want to do it in July? Do you want to do it in December? Like, you need to strategically plan out your business and how, like, every 30 days, there needs to be a milestone that you reach. So if you know it's going to take 8 months for you to develop this or get this bed and breakfast going like it's supposed to, every 30 days, something should get you closer to that. A lot of people are just saying, I want to do this stuff, and they just jump in with all feet and arms and body, everything, and they don't have a plan. It's important to have a plan and have a time limit on that. So by let's see, let's start February 1st. So by February 28th, you want to have what? Your EIN, you want to have a location that you talk to someone about, and you're in the works of that. Something needs to, one or two, three things need to be completed within that first 30 days. So by the time you get to your 6 month period or your 6 month goal, everything is done. You've strategically planned it. We just know what we want to do, and we start making business cards and we start getting websites. Have you done the research? Like,
Yeah.
is there a bed and where are you going to post this bed and breakfast? I don't know why I said bed and breakfast. Somebody on here watching want to do a bed and breakfast? I don't know. But where do you want this to be? You want it to be in a place that's going to be conducive when people come. They're going to be in a relaxed area, or do you want it to be in a busy area where they are within walking distance of shopping and other stuff? Do you want to have a staff? How do you want to do the bedding? Like, what kind of house do you want? How many bedrooms? All of these things, but you got to have someone to mentor you who has one. You have to put this in place. This plan has to be in place in order for you to get what you want, to achieve your goal. So
Absolutely. My
timing, time
my
management is key.
my new we I just started going to a church. I guess it was like September of last year, so it's a little over a year now, and they have this saying called slot and spot.
Mm,
And it's, you need to find a slot in your schedule, and so that you can put the spot in the slot so that you do what you need to do. And a lot of that
um,
has to do with the smaller groups that they break up into, that
mhm.
you know that carry you through the week with
Yeah,
other like-minded people, and so they have like smaller groups depending on what your interest is, and a whole lot of other things. But it's like that slot and spot, and that's what I've been trying to practice. Like, okay, there's got to be a time for everything, and
yeah.
especially if you end up being someone, like us, who have multiple things going on. If you are a
Mhm.
serial entrepreneur like the two of us, where like everything is a business idea, like, then it needs to be. And I realized, I was like, because sometimes it's hard for me to juggle being home and all of that entails. I got two whole businesses, and then I've got the homeschool co-op. And we
Mhm.
ain't even really talked about, some of the other things that I've got brewing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I'm like, sometimes I get overwhelmed. I'm like, no, I don't have time to wash dishes. No, I don't have time to clean my house. No, I don't have time to do this. Like, I barely have time to sit, and like, I've had to be intentional about even the smallest of things, like take a stretch break,
yeah.
like
I'm bad at
work
that.
out.
I'm
Like,
bad.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I'm like, the only thing that I know in the morning I get in is some prayer time, because I'm up
Mhm.
at the wee hours of the morning. And
Mhm.
it's like, this is what you need to be doing, because sometimes I'm like, well, why am I up? What is going on? Like, and I can't go back to sleep. Okay, well, fine. I'm going to just pray, or I'm going to just put on,
Mhm.
a sermon and listen to that. And sometimes that's exactly what I need. My mom used to always say stuff like, oh, you can't go to sleep, go open the Bible.
Oh
That
yeah.
you be sleep in a
Uncon-
whole in a whole
Unconscious
hot second.
in like
You can't,
5
in the
minutes.
beginning, we're done. Like, that's how that goes. And I'm like, but sometimes it ends up being just the spirit that you need to end up calming you,
Right.
getting you into that space. But yeah, I have to be more intentional.
Mhm.
I like the freedom that entrepreneurship gives, but there still has to be some kind of structure in it, or else you're going to feel
Absolutely.
like you're just, honestly, you're someone who can't swim trying to tread water, and you know that
Yeah.
there are sharks right underneath you. Like,
Right.
you are literally attracting the very thing that you don't want to happen to you,
Right.
and then you over here panicking. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to rethink your whole life in this situation
I
right now.
love making a schedule hourly of what I have to do,
Do you?
because it keeps me on track. Now I got Kimberly into doing it, and she has her schedule has her full anxious, because she's like, I keep looking at this list, girl, because you need this, you need it. But it keeps me on track. I'm living example. When I was living in New Jersey and I was running that program at the college there, I didn't wasn't structured like that. So I would be in my office and I would spend literally hours just going through email, hours. And then when I got to the end of my day, I had not accomplished anything else that I needed to do. So I had to make my schedule even more structured to say, listen, you're only going to spend an hour on emails. Whatever you didn't answer today will be deferred until the next day, because I had a list of stuff that I needed to do. And so now I do that when I'm grading assignments. I grade for a certain amount of time and then I move on. Whatever's left is left until the next day. So being
That's what I
structured
gotta
like
get.
that, you got to do that.
I
Otherwise,
gotta.
you're going to
Ooh.
end up Just still
Do
spending
you
all
know
day
what? But do you know what's actually going to push me to do that, April?
for
This
it.
daggone Medicaid.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have to be on top of that.
Yeah, because you only
Yeah.
paying me but so much for so much time, and because
Yeah.
it's so little to begin with.
Yeah.
No, the time
That's
is,
how.
and I was like, that's
Yes.
something that hurts my heart because I'd be like, listen, I, I know that this okay, an hour here, but this requires maybe like 90 minutes. No, you have an hour, and when that's up, that's up. If we need to schedule another one for another hour, then that's something
Right.
completely different, and you better make use of that
Right.
hour because you only get
Hmm.
but so many in order to do this. And so
Yep.
I again, sometimes I just that thank you, Holy Spirit, cuz sometimes I'd be like, why am I doing this? Like
Hmm.
the red tape, all the extra that's with it, all the things that they say that I can't do, all of the,
Hmm.
all of that kind of stuff. It's like that's a no. Excuse Noah's head.
Hey Noah. Noah's like, oh,
But
you gonna see me. And so this college where I'm teaching in New York, they
mhm,
only pay me for so many hours per day, and it's like different hours. And
okay.
when I first started, I just celebrated being with them a year. So last year, I was like answering emails in the afternoon and the evening, doing stuff in the afternoon and evening, even on the weekends. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You're not even working full time. They're not paying you for this. These are free hours. So now I
Yes.
make sure I told my students I am not available all day. I'm only available during this time. And if you don't talk to me during this time,
You
if
have to
you
wait till
email me
tomorrow.
like on Mondays and Thursdays, I'm done at my time noon, but they're at the East Coast 1 o'clock. If you don't email me before one well enough, and when 1 o'clock hit, email is gone. Like I'm not answering anything, so you're gonna have to wait. So whatever issues you got, I told them I don't answer anything on the weekends. I had some students sending me stuff Saturday and Sunday. Well, what you think I'm doing? Sitting here with my computer, like, oh my God, my students. No, I'm living my life. My computer stay closed the entire weekend. Like, nope,
Good
not
for
doing it.
you.
No, I'm not.
Good
I'm
for
giving
you.
you free labor, not doing it. If you got something to say, well, you add in some more hours. You added some more hours. If you don't, that's cool. You said something at the very beginning, and y'all can put that QR code up. I've been waiting on it. Did I miss it?
Yes.
But you said something at the very beginning about not going back to the traditional 9 to 5. And
Mhm.
so I haven't worked in the operating room since, let's see, I moved here in January of 24. So December of 23 was the last time that I was in the operating room. Now, I'm not concerned about that because my skills is like that. I can go back in there today and run it. However, going back into the operating room full time, that's a
Yeah.
no. Because with everything and how my life has transitioned, and with the traveling that I do and the things that's getting ready to come, I won't be able, I can't say, hey, I got to go to Colorado for these 6 days. And they're going to say, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
That
So
is the
that,
that is the number one reason that you
yeah,
can't get me to go anymore. Cause I'm like, no, I
yeah,
like the freedom of when somebody says, hey, can you come to Texas?
right.
We look at sure.
Yeah,
Hey, can you come to Alabama? Sure.
yeah.
Hey,
That
can you
time
come to
freedom is
okay, sure.
everything.
And then I that's also why I chose to homeschool. Because
Yeah.
here in Delaware, after your kids are absent for 3 days, you're truant.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Whether they're sick or no.
Exactly. And guess what?
Yeah.
Having the flu, the cold, or any other thing, unless it's like a life threatening illness, is not considered excused, even with a doctor's note. Ain't that some? I was like, yo, so y'all are condoning people sending sick kids so that these schools are cesspools for sickness. Ain't considering the fact that most families, if it's a two-parent household, both have to work. Let's talk about the
Mhm.
ones where it's only a single parent in there. And
Yeah.
then what does that mean? Now they got to be home. Not everybody works from home. Not everybody
Right.
has the ability to be able to take off. And now you got a mom or a dad having to take off from the few sick days that they may have where they're over here to be able to do that. And sometimes it's not even paid. I've been looking,
Mhm.
there's people who don't get paid sick leave. There was a woman who was like, I just had a major surgery and my husband can't afford to take off to take care of
Wow.
me, and we've got two kids. What does that look like? And you gonna call and knock on the door talking about we about to take you to jail, truant, because she needed some time to recover because there was no way that the kids could get to or from school and the husband had to work? Like, come on now.
Yeah. So having that time freedom is important. I wish that I had gotten into entrepreneurship much sooner to be
Yeah,
able to have that availability for my children. So now to be able to take Ariel to the bus stop, to pick her up, to go to school events, if something
field
happens and she
trips.
needs me, yeah, field trips, if she gets sick and I need to pick her up, I could just immediately go. If I'm in the operating room, I just can't walk out of a surgery. They, especially if they don't have anybody else that can come in and replace me. Now, me, I would be that bully, like, y'all better find somebody. Nurse, you better come scrub in because my child comes first. So now to be an entrepreneur, y'all listen to me. To be an entrepreneur, there are perks to it, the freedom that you have. So now I'm able to travel as I need to. And I know without a doubt that this year, travel wise and ministry wise and everything else I have going on, is going to lead me a lot of different places. I can't go to them every month saying, oh, I got to preach at this workshop, or I got to preach at this conference, or I got to do this. They're going to be like, do you want a job? But if I'm an entrepreneur,
Yeah,
I'm making money while I'm traveling. I'm making money while I'm conducting workshops. I'm making money while I'm doing all of this stuff here. So y'all see the QR
exactly.
code here on the screen for the life coaching Zoom that's coming up on February 8th at 11 a.m. You can scan that and register for it. Just follow the prompts after that, and you can do that. So we have talked and we have talked and we have caught up. Listen, y'all, what we want to tell you is we want you to be ready every single Monday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. I think it's 5, 4, 3 or 4, 3 or 4 in the Pacific time zone. We want you to be ready because the Boss Ladies Lounge is going to be on. We are coming. You see what we've discussed today. We're going to discuss entrepreneurship. We're going to discuss real life stuff. And I guarantee you 100%, as my name is what it is, you going to be gut punched during our shows. And it's not to upset you or offend you. It is to spark fire under you to go after and
Right.
obtain what you want. We don't want you to just run after it like the road runner, because who was that? The coyote was running. The coyote never caught the road
Hmm.
runner. The roadrunner's just running.
Yeah.
Coyote running after him and never caught them. We don't want you to be that. We want you to achieve what you want to this year. Don't wait and get towards September like, well, I'll just work on it for 2026. Well, why? Why do that when you can work on it now? So we're going to make sure that we talk about some resources. We lead you in the right path. We encourage you. We support you. Look, I have a mentoring program. If you want to be mentored, reach out to me, April Green Anderson on Facebook and Lady April 36 on Instagram. I do the mentoring. If you are looking for an opportunity, and I'm going to do this now before we get off here. If you are looking for an opportunity to come into a business that's already laid out, you just need to come in. Y'all, I'm with Envision You. We have some amazing health products. Here's one of them here. Is that backwards?
Nope. That is upside down.
Okay,
Yep.
this is
Sorry. Well,
our
yeah.
flagship product called Alive. It's a liquid proprietary juice, all natural. Every ingredient that's in this you can get at the health food store, but you can't put it in the quantities like we do. And we have these vitamin sprays. These products, all natural. I've been taking them since 2023, and I won't go a day without them. They will help you with your mood, help you with your hormones. They will help you in your digestive system. They will give you energy. They will help curb your appetite if you want to slim down a little bit. If you need help with anxiety and getting a better quality sleep, I got the stuff for you. But you can try the products. You can come in and become a customer and just take the products because they are amazing. I wouldn't promote it if I don't take them myself. I love these products. But I also am in the business, and the business has served me well. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We can't make any medical claims. I can't make any medical claims about this or guarantee nothing. But what I can tell you is some very wonderful people close to me can vouch for what these products do. One of my friends, Jackie, who comes on here, she was taking insulin and was on these products, and her insulin level, not only was she losing weight, but she was coming off her insulin to where she was taking lower and lower doses to where she doesn't have to take insulin anymore. People have
Look at
lost
that.
40 to 60 pounds using these products because it helps them. I have my energy level has shot through the roof. Now I'm normally like this, y'all, but yeah, if you not like, so this is my little story. So before I started taking it live in 2023, about 1 o'clock, I would start like crashing and burning. I need a nap. I don't get my stuff done. I got a list of things to do, wouldn't get it done. So I started taking this alive. And I was like, whoa, I got energy. And it's not like those energy drinks where you up here high and then you crash. No, no, no. This lasts you because it's healthy. It's all natural. So now I'm able to focus throughout the day. And then this stuff here called dreaming, yo, this right here is the stuff. Now, people will say, oh, I don't have a problem going to sleep. It's not about having a problem going to sleep. It's a problem about getting a better quality of sleep. I took this the first night. So when we are, and I'm gonna go medical for a little bit. When you are in REM sleep, this is where your cells regenerate. This is where your body starts to heal itself. A lot of people don't spend a lot of time in REM sleep. I was guilty. I would be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like light. So I have a Fitbit and it tracked my sleep. I took this dreaming the first night. I got up the next morning like, whoa, felt like I had slept 8 hours. Felt good. Check the tracker. My REM sleep was like almost an hour. I said, wait a minute. This got to be a fluke. Took it again the next night. Woke up like, yeah. Looked at my tracker. Over an hour in REM sleep. Yo, can you say total body regeneration there? Cells being regenerated. But on the flip side of this, because I've shared this with so many people, because I've helped so many people, it has now helped me. It's helped them and it's also helped me. So you can't tell me that entrepreneurship don't work, and you sure as hell can't tell me that these products don't work, because they do. They work. So reach out to me if you interested, you want more information on the products or the business, whatever that may be. And I want y'all that know of people in the Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey area that's getting ready to have a baby and they need a doula. They need a doula. They need Morgan. They need Morgan. You hear?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was like, you definitely need
Yeah.
to do it. And I do want to put out there that we are in the process of finalizing our dates with Black Mothers in
Oh,
Power for our next doula training, which will be towards the summer, and we are actually going to have our full first cohort of men.
really? That's amazing. Never
So
seen a
I am
male
like
doula.
super. Yes, but we are doing that a little bit differently. It's not necessarily like they will potentially be doing the same thing that I do, but it's really how do you show up now for for the male partners.
Very good.
It's, you know what I mean? Because for me, yes, I doula both
Yeah.
parties and everybody else. Sometimes I got to doula somebody's mama too while we in there. But like it's you'd be surprised. So like I was like, you do love everybody, but this is going to be specifically men for men, which is something that I absolutely love. I think that men need to be supported through the birth journey just the
Mhm.
same as birthing people do. And at this point in time, when we're looking at postpartum, when we're looking at the health of things, um it's most definitely lacking as far as our birthing people are concerned, but then it goes unnoticed with the
Mhm.
partners. And that's something that we want to make sure that, honestly, you can't expect, a husband to show up for his wife if he's not okay. Just the same as we can't expect a wife to show up for her husband if she's not
Right.
okay. So both of y'all need to be okay. And if we are both coming to the table with support and, and allowed to feel all the feels and sometimes get that information or that help with the
Mhm.
resources in order to do that. So that's something I'm super excited about. And a little shameless plug, I am doing my first placenta encapsulation class.
Oh,
So that I was like, I'll be doing too. Yeah, I was like, so that comes out actually next weekend. I'll be doing that. It's the 7th and 8th of February. And that's in person, but I will also be doing a virtual one in August. So if there's anyone that's like, I'm not trying to do any births, but I could probably get down with some placentas. Like that in and of itself is at least a six figure. There's a lady who makes six figures doing
are
just
you
placentas. She
serious?
don't do nothing else.
I That's something that you know what, that money sounds good, but I see them enough in surgery. No thanks. Mm.
I was like, you touch them
I
and everything
do.
else. You might
I
as well
do.
just chop them
Yeah,
up too.
no,
Come
I'm
on.
good. I like to put them.
I
I like to
do.
put them in the container so they can go to pathology. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to touch them, look at them, nothing.
What you mean,
Yeah.
these?
Yes, those. So y'all listen. You
Exactly. So I do that and then turn them into
Girl,
these.
no. I let the pros do that. That's not my cup of tea. Nah. Now I'll do the surgery all day long, but that, no, thank you. I'm good. So y'all,
Yes.
please be on the lookout every single Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be here live on YouTube, live on Morgan's page, live on my page, live on the House of Peach page. So you can expect this to the 10th power every show. Also, too, if you have any topics or questions that you want us to discuss anonymously on the show, we don't have to call your name out. We want you to get that to us. So we're going to have our own like little Dear Abby section, but we got to figure out a name for it. It's not going to be that, but it's got to be something. So we want to talk about that because there's a lot of topics that people don't discuss for whatever reason, but we're going to discuss it. There's nothing off the table with us. We're going to have guests to come on. We have an amazing guest that's going to be on next Monday. We're excited about her being there. So come on, invite somebody, share our lives out to let people know them girls back on. They are back. So you're gonna
Yes,
catch us
yes,
before the
yes.
season ends and we gone again. And then you're like, what happened? We're gonna let y'all know. We're only gonna be on for a certain number of months, and then we have to take a break to kind of revamp and rejuvenate and all of that. But we'll be back here again next Monday at the same time. We look forward to y'all joining. I hope you enjoyed it this evening. I did. Mo, this is our thing, girl. This is our thing. This is our thing.
Yes, yes. I feel like we just fell right back
Yeah,
into where we
we
left
have
off.
good chemistry,
So
so it works. It works well. All right, y'all. So
absolutely.
until next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to say good evening. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend and start working on those businesses. Now's the time. Don't wait till next week. Let's start doing. You can write some plans up tonight. How about that? Before you go to bed,
Okay.
even if it's just a list of notes, your thoughts, put them on paper. That start the ball rolling because we all need to be in entrepreneurship. That's the way to go. Financial freedom and time freedom. All right. So until next week, we'll see y'all. Have a good evening.
Hey, 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 can you hear me? Look, check it out. Ignite Her has launched. It is 2025. I'm just picking up clothes from one of my friends who had some extra clothes to help out the Ignite Her program. If you have any gently worn business attire, clothes for women who are out here doing the work but maybe do not have the clothing that they need to get the job done, we need your old clothes. Hit me up in my inbox or through House of Peach. The program is called Ignite Her, where we provide clothing to women who may be transitioning from one job to the next and maybe don't have the means to buy clothes. It could be going from working at McDonald's to now working in an office. So we're looking for gently worn business clothes. Make sure y'all hit us up, all right? Please hit us up. We need those clothes. And check right below there. If you're not in the state of Delaware, you can mail them to us. Or if you're in Delaware, we'll pick them up. Y'all have a great evening.